Hello there, my name's Claire and you're watching Stitch Hem Sew. Thank you so much for joining me today for another video. Today's video is a Friday Sews video, so I'm going to be talking all about what I've been up to in terms of sewing, etc. Before I get started, apologies for the sound of my voice. I've had COVID, which is why I haven't been around for a couple of weeks, and I've still feel like bunged up and stuff, but I decided today that it was time to come back on and let you know what I've been up to. So I have been doing some sewing. There was a good week, nearly a week, where I didn't touch my sewing machine at all because I just didn't feel up to it. But I had done some sewing before I got ill, and I've done a tiny bit of sewing since. So I am going to show you what I have been up to. So last time I did a Friday Sews, I think I talked about the fact that I was going up to London to meet the lovely Marissa from the Umbrian Sewist, who was over in the UK for a business trip, and she'd come early so that we could get together for the day. So the night before or the day before, there was lots and lots of storms and things in the south. Thankfully they didn't kind of come to anywhere near as much as it had been predicted, well, not where I live anyway, and so we were quite lucky. So thankfully, come Friday, the sun was shining. There wasn't any major disruptions on the train, which is what I was worried about, and so I dropped the kids off at school. My husband very kindly dropped me off at the train station. He went off to work. And I got on the train and met the lovely Marissa in London. Now, we'd arranged to meet at Clapham Junction because we wanted to go to Fabrics Galore. Now, I had every intention that I would take lots of photos throughout the day. And to be quite honest with you, I failed miserably. I didn't take any video. I took a few photos, so I will pop those in sort of as and when. But we were just having such a brilliant time. If I'm honest with you, it just didn't cross my mind that much to do it. But anyway, we went to Fabrics Galore. We had a little look around there. Surprisingly, neither of us bought anything in there. It was lovely to look around, but I think we decided that actually there wasn't really anything that we couldn't get sort of other places online, etc. So we decided to go to the Goldhawk Road next, and we had a lovely time looking around all the shops there. I'd never been to the Goldhawk Road, nor had Marissa, and so we had a good old mooch round the shops, and also went to there's a market in the Goldhawk Road, which isn't like a fabric market as such, but there are a couple of haberdashery stalls, so we went to there as well. So I bought like a bag full of moon threads from there. So they were £1 each, or 11 for £10. So I bought some various colours of those, and yeah, we had a good old look around the different fabric stores in Goldhawk Road. I don't think we managed to go to every single one because there's so many, but it was really good fun. We saw some really unusual fabrics. I'll put up a photo in here of this very odd, unusual kind of very thick netting type fabric, which I was just really like bamboozled by. So I did manage to take a photo of that because I was just like, I've got no idea what this is or what on earth you'd use it for. So if you do happen to know and you can work it out from the photo, do let me know. And so once, as I say, we had a little look around. Marissa bought some fabric, which I think if you hop over to Marissa's channel, I'll link her in the description below. She will show you what she bought. But I did buy one piece of fabric from the Goldhawk Road. Now, I bought this lovely cotton lawn fabric. And we were in A1 Fabrics, I think, and I have since realised that the reason I love this so much, well, it's not the reason I love it so much, but it has helped me love it even more, is that it is the Lady McElroy fabric, or McElroy fabric, and I wasn't aware of that when I bought it. I bought it because it feels beautiful, I loved it, and I just thought that beautiful sort of splashy dots on there, or dashes on there, were just gorgeous, and I love that sort of dark background. Now it's, I would say it's a blackish background, or possibly a very, very dark grey, and I just love it. Anyway, I bought 3 meters of this fabric, and we were in there and I was umming and ahhing about what I wanted to buy. Excuse me. And I think my umming and ahhing helped my cause a little bit, because the prices kept going down. Anyway, it rested on 3 meters for £30. So at that point I said, okay, you've got yourself a deal, I'll have 3 meters of this. So very, very pleased with that purchase. After that, we decided it was time for some lunch, and we went into a lovely little cafe restaurant, and had some, what did we have? We had like a little, I can't remember the word, like a bowl, like a Buddha bowl, but it's not. I'm going to put the word below. Anyway, it was really lovely. We had lots more time to chat, obviously, and then we carried on our merry way. We possibly went in another couple of shops after that in the Gold Hawk Road, I can't quite remember, and then we got the tube, back on the tube again, and we went to more into central London so that we could go to Liberty. Now, I have never been to Liberty, and nor had Marissa, so we didn't really know what to expect, other than that we knew that they sold beautiful fabric. So we went into Liberty, had a good look around. As you all know, it's not cheap in Liberty, so neither of us bought any fabric, but I didn't want to go and not buy anything. So I have bought myself a little pin cushion. Hopefully you can see that okay. And well, I haven't actually opened this one yet. Quickly do that now so that you can see it without the plastic. And it's this gorgeous little pin cushion that has got these bees on, so it's like a hive. So yeah, really, really cute little pin cushion in Liberty fabric. And then I also bought some buttons. Now, I have to say that obviously Liberty is not cheap, but their button selection was very reasonable. I don't think they were any more expensive than anywhere else. Anyway, I bought, oh, I've just dropped that one on the floor. I'll get another one out. I bought these buttons here, which are little sort of different colour spotties on. And my idea behind that was, reaching for that fabric again, that I thought whatever I decide to make, which I'm thinking of a lyra dress, those buttons would look really good, and pick out some of the colours that are in this. So that's my thought pattern behind the buttons. So that's the only thing I bought in London. Can you believe it? I couldn't. I couldn't believe that I'd gone all the way there to have a day of shopping, and that was all I bought. I couldn't believe it. But that's not to say that we didn't have an amazing time. We had the best time. Marissa and I have chatted over Instagram and YouTube sort of many times, and we've also had various sort of video chats as well over the last sort of couple of years, I guess, but we've never met in person, and it was just lovely. So thank you, Marissa, for contacting me and saying that you were coming over. It was the best day. and it was so lovely to finally meet you in person. So what else? Oh, Marissa did give me a gift, which was really lovely of her. Now it all came in this lovely sort of pouch that she'd made, which is actually designed to be a to put your shoes in if you're traveling. But inside, and this is a pattern by Apple, I want to say Apple Green Cottage. I'm going to find it and link it in the description below. Now I've been holding off tucking into any of this stuff so that I could show you. Anyway, she bought me some lovely Italian goodies, so I've hidden them away so that my husband can tuck in, because I know that he would want to. So we've got some of those. Some of these, which are lovely. I have also got some dried chickpeas. Apparently that's quite a thing in their region and Umbria. And also in there was a little packet that has got some gorgeous little sewing labels and sewing stickers. Oh, and a little pin badge as well. Let me see if I can get some of these out. So just lovely. Thank you so much, Marissa. So very, very kind of you. And bless her, she even carried, she said to me right at the beginning, I've got a little gift for you, but I'm not going to make you carry it because it's quite heavy. So bless her, she carried it around for the whole day. And a little pin badge there with a little sewing machine, which is really sweet. And some, as I say, some lovely labels and things from her little collection, which I won't have had because they're from different companies that she can get over here, over where she lives, to over here. So just gorgeous, and I'm really looking forward to using the shoe bag. I think that's going to be really useful. Obviously I could use it for other things as well, and it's so lovely made. Inside it's all kind of bound on the inside, and all the seams are French seamed and things. So I'm definitely going to have a little look into this pattern, because I believe it is a free pattern. Even better, everybody knows I love a free pattern. So thank you, Marissa, I am a very lucky girl. Thank you very much. Now let's move on to what I have been making in the last couple of weeks. Now the first thing, you've probably seen it on the side here, is my witch's hat, which came out a little small in the end. I used a template from, where was it from? Patterns for Pirate, which is designed to be a felt hat, but I wanted to make it out of fabric. So I picked this fabric up when I went to Adam's social, probably my hair's all over the place now, and from the lovely Anna, who runs Pattern Pouch Nest. And she happened to have this Halloween inspired fabric that has got cats and skulls and potions and things on, and I just thought that was perfect. So I picked up 1/2 metre, and inside I've used some foam, which is why I think it's come out a little bit small, but it worked for the day. We went trick-or-treating, we went trick-or-treating with the kids. Got a little bit rainy towards the end, so it's a little bit not quite as well shaped as it was, so it took a bit of rain on, but I whizzed that up in just next to no time and felt like I was a little part of the crowd because I had a hat to wear. So what's next? What else have I been making? Part of my gift to November teacher gifts, I decided I wanted to make some key fobs. So this is actually Liberty fabric. I didn't buy it when I went to Liberty. I bought it at a festival, one of the knitting and stitching shows or something, about a year or year and a half ago. And so I picked up some more of these, the hardware, and you'll see that there are slightly different colours. I think there was 4 different types of colours. I think I've used 3, and those sew up in a matter of minutes. So I've sewn up 6, so that I've got 3 each for sort of teachers and classroom assistants, one lot for my younger son and 1 lot for my older son. And then I am going to sew up some wrist warmers using this pattern from Self-Made. And basically you cut out this piece on the fold and just sew it up. Basically, they come together in a matter of minutes. This here was a sort of test version that I did, and they use very little fabric. Great little stash buster. Obviously you need some jersey fabric, so you've got some stretch in. They literally sew up within minutes. These ones I've overlocked the edges, but I haven't even bothered to turn them over because they're black and I think they look absolutely fine. But obviously you could neaten them up and just turn those edges over and sew them down as well, which I probably will do on the ones that I make for other people. So that's sort of a little extra plan to go with those. A little chocolate item, Bob's your uncle. Those will be my teacher gifts. So I'm feeling really impressed with myself, because I'm absolutely renowned for leaving teacher gifts to literally the last minute. So if I can get those finished in November, gift in November will have done its job, and you know, I will be sorted as far as that's concerned anyway. So next up, and I've done this in no particular order, I have finished off my robin shirt, which is a pattern from What Lola Made, which is the new pattern company that Oyen from Lush Cloth has started, and she very kindly gifted me this pattern when I saw her at the knitting and stitching show. Now the idea is that it is a button up right to the top, but I know that I won't wear it buttoned right up, so actually I've only chosen to do buttonholes up to here. I've popped on some buttons that I picked up from Pigeon Wishes a little time ago that are kind of like shell type buttons. I thought that some of the colours within the buttons picked up some of this fabric colour. Now this is quite a, I would say, kind of a summery take on it because of the fabric that I've used. This was a linen, I think it's a linen fabric. Now I picked this fabric up from a charity shop. There was a massive length of this particular fabric and I bought it for a really small like amount, a couple of, I don't know, maybe I paid £4 and I've got loads of it left. Anyway, so I'm really pleased with how this has come out. It's a little big, if I'm honest with you, and that's because I've chosen to do the wrong size, so it comes up a little bit big on the shoulders. I haven't taken any photos yet. I'll try and do that, and so then you'll see what I mean. But it's a lovely pattern and it's sewed up really nicely. So I'm not sure that she's launched it yet, but when she does, I would highly recommend. Now, what else have I been making? One more thing. Now, a little while ago, I made the Sorrento jacket from Sew Over It in a navy needle cord fabric, and I had just over a metre left. I think it was 1 metre and 6 centimetres left when I measured this bit of fabric. Now, I was really hoping to make a skirt out of it, but I knew I was pushing my luck because obviously I'm not a thin person. Obviously the pattern pieces of anything that I was going to make would have a reasonable size to it, and so I knew that with the width of fabric I had, that I would be pushing it to like get the two pattern pieces side by side, and I might struggle to get them one underneath each other because obviously I would need the length, etc. Anyway, I decided to have a go at making the Nina Lee Camden skirt. I was inspired by the lovely Crystal from my social thread, who's recently made at least one version, and but I was concerned about the length. So what I did is I cut the skirt at the what I think is designed to be the pinafore length, so the slightly longer length. I wasn't convinced that it was going to be long enough, but I literally could not have squeezed it on any other way. So basically I cut it on the, I cut one piece on the fold even though it's not designed to be on the fold, and then cut that down so that I would literally got that bit of fabric straight up to as much, and then I literally the other bit I just had to kind of squeeze it out, and because obviously cord has a nap to it, you can't turn the pattern pieces the other way around. Had it been a fabric without a nap, it would have been fine, because I could have just, and if it wasn't a directional print, I could have just flipped the fabric, flipped the pattern piece, so that one was that way and one was kind of bottom down, if you see what I mean. But I couldn't do that. Anyway, somehow I managed to squeeze the two skirt pieces on, and then I had to cut the waistband rather than cutting one strip. So the idea is you're supposed to lay it across your fabric when your fabric's folded in half, and cut it on the fold, and then cut two of these pieces. I didn't have enough fabric to do that. So what I had to do was basically piece the waistband together. So I've basically managed to get one strip so that it would take me to the front waistband twice, and then I've cut 4 bits for obviously the either side of the front and inside waistband, because it's joined together at the back with an invisible zip. Anyway, so I was successful basically, in terms of I just about managed to get it out of the fabric that I needed with small scraps of fabric left, and I'm really pleased with it. Now it's a little bit creased because I have been wearing this yesterday and possibly even the day before as well. I'm really pleased with how it's come out. It's slightly baggy on the waistband, but I think that is more to do with the fact that it's stretched slightly, because this fabric has got a slight stretch to the fabric, and I think, well, as I've put it in, I've very slightly stretched the waistband, but I'm not worried about it. It just makes it a little bit more comfortable. My invisible zip went in really well. I think this is only the second invisible zip that I've done, but I had previously, not when I did it this time, watched some YouTube tutorials. I think the lovely Rachel from Stitch Up did a kind of I think she was doing like a Tuesday tutorial session or something where she did like invisible zips, and I definitely watched that when she brought that out before. I didn't use an invisible zipper foot, I just used my own. I did do that whole thing where you kind of iron the zip over a bit so that you can really get down in the groove, and yeah, it went in okay. I've then sort of hand stitched down all of the waistband on the inside to give it a really neat look. Oh, and because I wanted to preserve as much length as possible, I've bias bound the hem. So I had some bias binding that I'd pre-made before for a different project, so I just thought that went reasonably well, and I have used that same fabric on the lining of the pockets as well, so I kind of nobody else knows that that's there, but I do, and yeah, I'm really pleased with it. I have been looking for a skirt pattern for myself for some time now. The Camden, Nina Lee Camden skirt now comes in 2 size ranges, which is why I've never made it before, because I wouldn't have fitted in the smaller size range. I'm going to put the different size ranges up on the screen because I can't remember, but I think it goes from like 6 to 20 and then 18 to 28 or something like that. Anyway, I'm going to put it all on the screen. And so I just was basically just outside of the top size range on the smaller size range and needed basically the next size up. So yeah, I'm really chuffed with it basically, and I will be making some more. In fact, I've got some fabric that I've ordered to make another one, some more cord fabric, and I'd also like to make a denim version at some point as well. So that's all the things that I have been making. Now, oh no, I tell a lie, I've also made a couple of Christmas decorations which I will probably give to people for Christmas gifts, will also be another little entry for gift to November, in this gorgeous tartan fabric. And this fabric I have cut out a Aileen blouse by Jennifer Lauren, and in this fabric here. Now this fabric has been kindly given to me by UK Fabrics Online for my brand ambassador post, and the idea behind this was that we all had to pick a tartan type fabric, with the idea of it kind of being a Christmassy idea to it. So I think that'll be really nice. It would also go really gorgeous with that Camden skirt that I have just made. Now UK Fabrics Online have very kindly given me a discount code that you guys can also use at any time, and I'm going to put it up on the screen below now, because I'm going to say it wrong. So it's going to come up on the screen now. Okay, so hopefully you've all seen that, and I'll pop it in the description notes below as well. That will give you 10% off on your order. You can't use it with any other kind of code, and it doesn't give you 10% off the postage or anything, but it does give you 10% off your order of this fabric or any other. So yeah, worth checking out. So what else have I got planned? So I've got planned to make this up. I think that's going to look gorgeous, and also work on some of my gift to November things that I have talked about in the video that I put out at the beginning of the month, or towards the beginning of the month. So that is a challenge that is being run by the lovely Alison from Sew Like Dotty and Adam from Adam Sews, and the idea is that you kind of get ahead of yourself sewing up some gifts for Christmas or other celebrations around that time, or even at other points in the year as well. Just some ideas, and so I've got those to work through as well. As I said, I have bought some more cord fabric, and it's in this gorgeous sort of Bordeaux red fabric, which I think is probably, the red's not quite exactly the same, but I think I'm going to get away with it. I think that will look really nice together. Now this is a gorgeous 8 wale corduroy that I picked up from Lush Cloth. Oyen at Lush Cloth is having a 35% off sale of all her fabrics at the moment, and it's been on for a couple of weeks or more now, so I don't know how much longer she's having her sale for, but well worth checking that out. She's got some gorgeous fabrics on there, so I think that's going to make a really lovely cord skirt. I'm going to have to be a little bit careful because the fabric I used for the navy one has got a little bit of stretch in, so it's a little bit more forgiving, although actually it's kind of, I think it's sort of grown with me as it's got on, so maybe I don't need to worry too much. This has got, no, it hasn't really got any stretch. It's maybe a very slight bit of mechanical stretch to it, but it's not like a stretch corduroy by any stretch of the imagination, honestly. So that's my plan for that piece of fabric. So I'm going to get that. That only arrived today, so it's quite handy with me filming today. So I'm going to get that washed up so that I can cut that out and get that sewed up soon too. So I think I've waffled at you enough. If you stuck with me this long, thank you so much. I really hope you guys have been managing to fit in some sewing, and that you have enjoyed today's video. So please don't forget to give me a like, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so. But I will say goodbye. Take care. Happy sewing. Bye bye.